Okay, so I'm going to do a review on the Tauras 609 Pro. Just because I've seen some reviews, most time people spend all the time talking, don't hit the points of the gun that everybody wants to hear about, or talks about something about the gun nobody really gives a crap about. So, 609 is what you get in the box. 2 magazines, nice little comfy case. I mean, people spend more time talking about the case than the gun, so anyway, you get a little comfy case. Another thing they give you is a little Allen wrench tool to play with your little sights. I mean, of course, most of the time you're probably just going to learn to shoot the gun how it shoots unless it's just way off. I haven't had an issue with that. I've been able to shoot it about 25 yards and put it where I want it. Of course, I didn't spend a week with this gun. I spent couple years with the Tauras Millennium Pro, and then I swapped to this one. I had to get rid of Millennium Pro, and I got into this one. Feels like the same gun, so if you shoot a Millennium Pro good, you shoot this one good. Alright, another thing you need to know about the gun. Alright, they send you, there's got this little card right, this little lock right here. I guess a child safety lock or something like that. The only thing I don't like about the lock is I'm sure everybody's going to be like, why would you want that? I would like to be able to lock it hot. One in the tube, everything like that. You can't do it. Got to dry fire it in order to spin this thing clockwise, lock yourself out. That locks out your slide, locks out everything like that. Of course, yes, this is a loaded magazine. I'm not going to shoot myself. You could load it like that, be good to go. I suppose you could flip it out like that, rack it, all that good stuff. But I don't want to do all that, so I just hide it. Hide it very well. Alright, another points to touch on the gun. I'm sure you see it right here with the Pro model. You do get the spot for the laser, flashlight, whatever you would like to put on it. Grip's great on it. I mean, it's really not going to slip out of your hand, and grip's great. I thought about putting a little something rubber on there to help carry it better, but I like to keep it slim, and the grip is so good. Now, big things you're going to notice between this and the Millennium Pro. The Millennium Pro has a much slimmer back handle grip. The Millennium Pro has about the same width right here, or the same, I'm not sure. Feels like the same gun. Now, this one does feel heavier. I think that's something to do with this one's more steel, and that other one's got that other, hell, I'm going to sound like a dumbass, but there's a different piece of metal that they put inside the slide to make it lighter. But I've heard that it weakens it, and these are much better with plus P ammo. I know mine is solid steel. I don't think it has any type of other, whatever. Now, let's see, main points of the gun. Clip in. I have larger than average hands, I guess, and I fit very well into it. I don't understand why people think they can buy these big ass handguns and want to conceal them all day. To me, it has to be comfortable. Now, I do use a sticky holster with it. That's because I used to have a Super Tuck, but I don't know exactly yet if the Millennium Pro holster of the Super Tuck will fit this gun, even though it looks like the same gun other than the grip. A lot of different comments on that. I'm going to try it on myself inside the actual shop before I go spend the $60, $70 on one of those things. Now, this one is the sticky holster. I don't see a size on it, but I just tried them out in the store. Really snug, fits good. I think it was the one that said the Millennium Pro. I'm almost 100% certain. I mean, I can carry it back here. Feels pretty good. The only thing I don't like about the sticky holsters is they don't fall out, but the whole time you feel like they are about to if you put them in the back, the slim of your back right here. You feel like they are, unless you wear your belt really tight. Yes, I am kind of really loose and all that stuff, but I honestly don't want to get my belt so tight that I feel like it's squeezing my bladder in order to carry a gun. If I carry this gun, the best spot to me, or the best way with a sticky holster, I honestly love to carry it in the back of this little spot of my belt. It never feels like it's going anywhere. It feels great. I mean, I would highly recommend a sticky holster if that's how you would like to carry it. Because it feels so good, doesn't feel like it's going to go anywhere. As long as your belt's not going to break, your gun's not going to go anywhere. I mean, that's really all there is to it. Other than that, sticky holster is good. I mean, sometimes I carry it in this little side pocket in these things, but not too much. I like a 380 or 32 Cal-Tech to keep in my pocket. So, but that's just me. I've had great luck with the NATOs. I mean, to me, they're just a plus P cartridge. I know this gun shoots them very well, hasn't blown up yet. I did some research on it first, not just careless. A lot of people said all Tauras guns were rated to handle plus P ammo on all the research I found on it. To me, I found that to be accurate because I shot two magazines out of it, had no issues, and now it's my carry round because I had no failure to fires, no anything like that. And shooting these as target rounds out of it, once in a while a failure to eject. It seems to be on the last round, but I've shot stuff like Hornady, stuff like that out of it. Been so fun, I shot up the whole box, like the steel matches. I've never had any problems with the steel matches. That new one they make is just, I don't know. It's a pretty good round, I guess. I would prefer the critical defense or the zombies. The zombie and critical defense, of course, the same thing, but I like the green tip. What can I say? Takedown on this gun. Very easy. People say it's so complicated. That's actually why I made this review, is because people say it was so complicated to take down this gun, and I thought it was the easiest one I've ever taken down, so I figured I would do a review and show you. So you got 3 little bulges right here. Safety. Obviously, flip up safety. Probably should have told you about that. You probably wanted to know about it. There's your safety. Good, hard safety. This is a double action pistol, so if you failure to hit the primer on a round and you are in a self-defense situation, anything like that, you can fire it again without having to rack it. That's pretty good to know. Another thing about it, okay, it's your slide lock right here, and this is what you take the gun down with. So, I don't know if you can see right there, slide lock, push the slide lock up. It is kind of a hard slide lock, but I don't have any weak hands, so I'm not really upset about it. Some women or some petite men might. Never know. Alright, so you get your slide back. You got this little switch right here. What you want to do is you want to take that switch and point it down. Right like that. Once you get that switch down, you might have to give it a little bit of a wiggle. Just wiggle that out of there like that. That's all there is to it. Just take that little switch out. Once you do that, you slide it forward. Right here, it's going to stick. Once again, Tauras thing I guess, dry fire it. Slides right off. Well, dry fire it, hold the trigger, slides right off. Sorry. Inside of the gun, right there, everything you would need to clean it. I usually get some of that stuff that breaks it down. You let it soak on there for a while. Then I'll do some spray oil, and I'll come back right here in the main little safety parts, and I'll do a little bit of grease, not too much, because I don't want the gunpowder to build up on it and just make a big old tar ball and something for the slide to hang up on. But I do a little bit of grease right there in the main parts, but to deal with the safety and stuff like that, just because it seemed to function a little bit better. Inside of the gun right here, obviously you got this little spring right here. Now you see the wider end of the spring is down. Take that, push it out, and take that little spring out right there. Your barrel just falls out. Now, I don't go much past this, but, as far as cleaning, you can, maybe you want some more reviews on it, but to me, this is all I really clean to make my gun function that good, because I get such, the stuff I spray in there, it's crap sold at Walmart. You'll find it. It just says breaks down gunpowder and stuff like that. I spray it in there, and when I come in the spray lubricant, it seems to flush that stuff out right behind it. And that stuff is a lubricant at the same time. It comes in a little orange bottle, a little spray bottle. Wonderful stuff. Damn, something keeps getting stuck to me. Alright, putting it back together. Simply take that, drop it in there, like so, flip back. Alright, take your wide end in here. Now this is where a lot of people I know have had a pain with it. See, this sort of springs out from the, how do I explain it? The spring will stay, but this will slide past. So what you kind of got to do when you load this thing is wiggle it sometime in here. If you can't, sometimes, I mean, I've seen, like I had, you know, I've tried to push this in here and it won't go, and I can't get on here. Take it out, wiggle it around a little bit inside of this little hole, because you've actually got to slip out. You see that? Slip out like that and hook it. So if you have trouble, fear not, just take it out, wiggle it around some more. You'll get it right. You're just hanging up on that spring when you're trying to push out. That's all you're doing. Slide it back on here, like so. Come back, lock it, like that. Now, when you do lock it, this is a little loose. I do it holding this down right here where the barrel can free hang towards the front of the gun, because I don't know if it was this gun or another gun, but I have put them together before. I think it was a Millennium Pro, and this was back like that, and I slipped that pin in, and it just kind of hung up funny. So from now on, I just kind of let it hang as far as it's willing to go forward before I put this pin back in. Now, if you remember when you took it down, you flipped it down like that, because it's going to ride the gun like that. So you're going to put it in the same way. Now there's a little spring-looking thing right here. You can see it? You want to take this, push that spring down when you get to sliding in. I wouldn't want to damage that thing and ruin your gun, because, you know, it'll hold your whole mechanism in. You see, I had to kind of force it, wiggle, force, wiggle, force. Fear not, it will go in. Get it right about here. Once you get it here, it's tough again. Do a little wiggle. Right here, it kind of catches again. See how that, it's just kind of a wiggle game. Just wiggle it, force it in, flip down, your gun's together. That's all there is to it. Before I get off here, can I think of anything else? You know, I really can't, because I love this gun. Yes, you do have a little spot here to rest your finger on, if that's what you're into. I know a guy earlier said, oh, maybe you could slide these things, reverse them, you know, as far as the slide release. Doesn't make sense. There's no way I really think it can. I mean, I suppose you could, but, I mean, the way it's run, I don't think you'll be able to do it. But I'm sure you could get somebody that was willing to do it for you. I'm right-handed, so I don't really care. Everything else feels good on the gun. I'm sure a left-handed person can handle it just fine, because you do have the ambidextrous little points for your finger to rest on before you fire. And if I was left-handed, I would just get good at, you know, my dexterity over here as far as flipping this. I'm sure you could take the time to learn it if that's how God made you. So, I think that's about it, sir. Y'all have a good day, and if y'all think I'm a dumbass and there's something you want to know about it, I'm sorry, because this is my first review, and I think when the last review I saw, he just really just went on complaining about the breakdown of this gun, I think it's a sweet gun. I think it fires good. I would stake my life on it, and I do. So, thank you. Have a nice day.